Group C, England, Slovenia, Denmark and Serbia. I mean, are the stars aligning once again for Gareth Southgate? Is it virtually the perfect draw that he would have wanted?
Well, I suppose it's the draw that they've earned for themselves, because they've won their group. Their form over a period of time has put them probably at the very top of the tree in terms of seeding, so they get the benefit of that. You know, there's nothing in that group that England should be particularly worried about. They should qualify at a stroll, and this is the kind of opportunity that Southgate should embrace. I'm with Graeme. I'm absolutely with Graeme about the nature of how we approach this tournament and how we should be perceiving ourselves as a team of players that are capable of sticking it right on the opposition rather than waiting for the opposition to do something before we react to it.
Yeah.
And we should be doing it against most of the teams in Europe, including the French. And when we did it against the French in the World Cup for 40 minutes, we made the French look all over the place, and if we'd have doubled down on that, we'd have probably won that game. Yes, I think it's a good group for us. Yes, it's a group I think that our form in the qualifying group and the form over recent times has detailed that we've got, and one that we should go through with great comfort.
England have to start as favourites for me. I mean, they've got so many good players
for the tournament, to win the tournament.
I mean, look at the Premier League. I know a large part of that are foreign players, but we have so many. England have so many good players right now. Just go out and say we can take anyone on, and we can beat anyone playing at your game or whatever game you want, whether it's sit back, counter-attacking football, come after us, we'll go after you. But can I say this? It has to be England now. I mean, I've never known a weaker Germany in my lifetime in football. I've never known a weaker Italy in my time in football. Spain, I think, are weaker now than they have been for a long, long time. France, I come back to what Simon says, I agree totally. France were there for the taking. And England started off on a nervy, let's see where the game's going to go, rather than say, look, we are so good, we're going to take you on a shootout. And they would have won that game. England are the real deal, and they've got a great chance this summer.
So in this group then, Graeme, Serbia, they beat them.
They beat them all.
They beat Denmark next, and then they finish off with a win over Slovenia.
They beat them all.
Everyone they play, they beat.
They beat them all. Not those three teams. Everyone they play, they can beat. I know it doesn't always pan out like that. I know you can have a dodgy refereeing decision. You can have someone getting sent off. There's always something can happen in a game which can cost you. But looking at England right now, with the group of players they have, the strength they have in depth, and have a couple of really, really special players who can get goals from nowhere, which is Jude Bellingham and Harry. And that is priceless to have, because they can drag you through games when you're not playing at your very best.
Time and again, I've heard from Simon, as we've all heard from Simon on the show, about where he thinks England are under Gareth Southgate. How do you rate the job Southgate has done over the last 7 years?
I think he's done well, but it should have been better. It should have been better. I think, listen, international football, I think luck plays a big part in management, full stop. But when you analyse the job of an international manager, you can't buy players. You don't have enough time to work with players to make them different players. You're given a group of players what the nation has produced at that particular time. He has won a lottery ticket with this group of players he's had. I don't think he's utilised them. At times he's not utilised that group as well as he should have done. And I'm a great advocate for getting Madison back into him. I don't think I was at the England-Scotland game or Scotland-England game a couple of months ago where they just controlled it from start to finish. I don't think you need to have two holding players against Scotland. I don't think you have to have two holding players against a lot of teams are going to play against. Let them off the leash. They've got super players right now.
So you think England win every single game?
They can win every game they play out there.
The semis, the final, the lot.
Yeah, definitely.
Does it hurt you to say that?
Big time.
Yeah.
Big time. No, listen, I can't complain.
Yeah.
English football's been great for me.
Of course it has. Are you as confident, Simon, about England? You're England. This is the time that Southgate bucks a trend and wins it.
Well, it's a perfect, Graeme, again, it's the perfect storm. You cannot get a better opportunity with better players than most of your opposition have got, and the opposition themselves in decline. Never has there been, we've had 3 tournaments. I think you can make that argument in all 3 tournaments.
You know what? No one going to that tournament wants to play England. They all watch the Premier League. They all know every single aspect of our players, the English players. They don't want to play against them. Our football is so intense and aggressive, it intimidates teams we play against, England play against.
Is Bellingham a world-class player in the position you played in?
He didn't play in my position. He's an attacking midfield player right now. He will evolve to be maybe a holding one, but right now, see, when 2 hours ago we said great is attached to bang average players today. He has the potential to be the best midfield player England have ever produced. He has that, but he's 20 years old. And he, barring injury, touch wood, hope that doesn't happen to him. He seems to be, his father seems to have a big, and mum no doubt, have a big influence on him, and he seems to be proper in every aspect.
Yeah.
And what a specimen. I was 20 yards away from him, standing on the pitch at Hampden. When I played, I was a big midfield player. He dwarfs me.
He's enormous, isn't he?
He's all power, and he's got guile. He's got. I know this is going big. He could emulate Zinedine Zidane. Zidane was a giant. He was about 6'4".
Yeah, and tough.
And yeah, he could look after himself, but
Yeah.
he's got that kind of power, and he's silky with it. He glides, and he's got great technique. So I'm just ashamed he's not Scottish, but there you are.
So England win it, in your view?
For me, yeah.
We're sitting here on December the 4th. England will win the Euros.
I think they, where they've gone close in the last couple of tournaments, this is their moment. This has to be their moment.
Jim White and Simon Jordan. Monday to Friday mornings from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.